Welcome back, boys and girls. We are jumping back into Fishing the Tree today, chapters 31 to 33. Before we go, 2 sentences per answer down below, please. Guys, if we were in school, I'd probably be asking for like 5 sentences per question. You guys know how it is when we write, okay? But I need our writing to be more consistent right now because some of you guys are starting to fall off, and I'm just getting the word, I don't know, for an answer. But you don't know what? Tell me what you don't know. Like if you don't know, explain why you don't know. Write it out, okay? If you know the answer, tell me the answer, then tell me why that's the answer, okay? Explain it to me. Talk to me like I am a dumb 3-year-old that has no idea what's going on, and I need you to explain it to me so that I can understand it, okay? Not even a smart 3-year-old, like a dumb 3-year-old, okay? Talk it out. It's going to be great, okay? But write those sentences out. Please, please, please. You guys are such better writers than what I've been seeing the last couple days especially, okay? So please make sure we are being consistent with that, okay? You have a song packet this week. Make sure you get the song packet done. But other than that, we're just going to jump in. Game Day Wednesday. If you read the article, we do the Kahoot extra credit quiz, and then we'll play a couple other games, okay? So make sure we are jumping in and getting that done. So, Fish in a Tree, chapters 31 to 33 today. Lots of ways home. So, did your mom tell you that we talked? Mr. Daniels asks. Yeah, I take a long breath, noticing that I can feel my own heart beating. I have to talk to you about something. This doesn't sound good. I need your help. You need my help? Yes, I do. You know how Miss Kessler gave you those tests? Yeah. Well, it appears you have dyslexia, which, makes it learning to read difficult. But doesn't mean you're not bright. In fact, he says, half smiling like Travis, you're very bright. Allie, these tests show that too. I shifted my seat. But you will need some help learning to read better. And we're going to get it for you. Thing is, it might take a little time. Sometimes the paperwork and meetings around that take a while. Okay. You know how I said we can't play chess on Tuesday or Thursday? Well, that's because I'm taking classes to get a degree in special education. Basically, it's a degree to help kids like you. Kids who are smart but have learning differences. Smart? Learning differences? So I spoke with Miss Silver and Miss Kessler. He leans forward, and your mom, of course. And we're thinking that I could help you after school a couple times a week until you get into formal services here at school. I open my mouth, but he holds his hands up. I know staying after school will torture you. I know staying after school will be torture, but it would really help out with projects I have going on for my degree. You're doing me a huge favor, and I'd be so grateful, Allie. He leans forward. So? I swallow hard. I'm not dumb. I know I'm not doing him a favor as much as he's doing me one, and I can't believe or imagine what I've done to deserve help like this. Stay after school? I'd sleep at school if it would help. I nod, and we shake on it, and he looks kind of dopey and happy. I shifted my seat again. But can I ask a question? Sure. What are learning differences? Oh, okay, he thinks. When you ride your bike at home, is there more than one way to go? Yeah, I thought so, he says. Well, just like there are different ways for you to get home, Allie, there are different ways information can reach your brain. You have 5 senses, right? Taste, smell, sight, hearing, and touch. I nod. So what if an alien landed in a spaceship and you had to explain what the word frozen means without using the sense of touch? What would you do if you had to use words? I just think that would be hard. Do you? Yeah, it would. I think you've had some trouble learning words with just your eyes. We're going to have to incorporate more of your senses to practice learning letters and sounds. And I want you to relax about it. We'll have fun. I won't give you homework on this. No tests to study for or anything like that, okay? I nod. Have you liked playing chess? Yeah. I had a feeling you would be good at it. I think your mind learns in pictures, and it helps you be a really good chess player. We've played several times now, and you learned it fast and improved a lot without much time. Also, thinking in pictures? He leans forward. It's one of the reasons you're such a good artist. Okay, I say. This all sounds good so far. The only thing that worries me is that it won't work. I still won't be able to read. Good then, he says. We're going to practice writing letters, but we won't use paper and pencil. Then he pulls out a large, huge metal sheet and hands me a bottle of shaving cream. We're going to use this, and by writing in the shaving cream, you'll use sight and touch, and write large enough to use your whole arm. Just more ways for the signals to be delivered to your amazing brain. I smile. Now fill that giant sheet with foam and let's get started. As I draw my fingers through the gooey cream, I think about the words learning differences, and I'm filled with fear and happiness and questions, but I'm mostly filled with hope. Chapter 32, Screen Time. This day has been pretty good, and it just keeps coming. When I get outside, Mom and Travis are waiting for me in the car. We're going to head over to your friend's house to use their computer to Skype with your dad, my mom says. We're all missing him so much. I thought it would be good. The screen flickers at first, but then there he is, in his tan fatigues. Daddy, I say, not being able to hold it in, sounding like a little kid. Allybug, you're so big. How are you, sweetheart? I'm good, Daddy. How are you? I'm good, but I'm homesick. I sure miss you guys. I think there's a word for missing him at home, but not a word for us missing him. He holds up some pictures. I love the pictures you sent. I hung them up around my bunk. The other guys are jealous. He winks. I can tell that Mom wants to cry, but she doesn't. She says that being a soldier's wife means being strong for him. She doesn't want him to know how hard it is to be here without him. He has enough to worry about over there. I sometimes wish she would tell him. I sometimes wonder if he would come home if he knew. Good, Daddy. I miss you so much. I miss you too, honey. You know I do. How are those things? More silver dollars days or wooden nickels? Some of each, I think, but more silver dollar days lately. My teacher's really cool. He is, and I can't find words to explain it. Great. That's terrific, sweetheart. And I have two friends, Keisha and Albert. Keisha likes to bake, and she's brave. You'd like her, Daddy. And Albert is like a computer. He's so smart. He's a little nuts, though. He's been trying to tell us how he loves all the standardized testing. He thinks it's actually fun. Fun testing? He sounds like a different kind of guy. He is. And there's a girl named Shay at school who isn't very nice to me. I feel rushed, like I have to give everything in fast. Well, you'll always run into people like that. You can hold your own, I bet. Mom pats me on the back. Have to give Travis some time, honey. Okay, and I watch a movie by myself, being strong and saying goodbye and not crying. But I want to be able to step through that screen and wrap my arms around my daddy. Feels like a part of us is missing, and we won't be whole again until he's home. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad says. Remember, Allybug, I love you. There isn't anything in the world I love more than you, your brother and your mom. I nod. Travis sits down next. Hey, son. How are the big plans coming? Not so great. What's going on? Nothing, Travis says. Come on, maybe I can help. Travis glances at me and Mom. Well, this new manager came in at the garage. The old guy used to let me do my thing, you know, but this one hangs over me, always asking me to follow the specs in the manuals. If I do something, he just wants to know what the page I looked it up on. I know how to work on different cars. I don't need to look it up. My dad takes a long, slow breath. Well, that does sound rough. Have you ever tried talking to the guy? Or having him talk to the old boss? The old boss is out with back surgery for a while, Travis shakes his head. This new guy? He just doesn't get me. His voice cracks. My father leans forward, resting his elbows on his knees. Now he looks like he wants to crawl through the screen. You'll get there. I know you will. And this is just temporary. Just try to work hard and learn everything you can. Travis nods but looks at the floor. I hear him mumble. There are some things I just can't learn. I'm proud of you, Trav. You know that. He clears his throat. I'm sorry I'm not there with you. Yeah, Travis looks up at the screen. Love you, Dad. Love you too, son. Hang in there. It'll get better. Travis nods, but I can tell he isn't buying it. Then he stands. Come on, Squirt. Let's give Mom and Dad some time. Why? He pulls me over. So I can talk mushy private stuff? That's why. We sit down at the kitchen table and Mom's friend gives us sodas. Travis cracks open his and takes a deep breath. What? I'm just so frustrated, Al. There's so much I want to do, but I want to help him. Maybe we could head out to some junkyards like we used to and see if we can find something worth fixing up. Maybe. Love to find another old Coke machine or something in someone's barn, buy it cheap and fix it up on my own. He looks at me. You know, I can turn almost anything around for some good money. The words are the same, but they are heavy. There are no wiggling fingers or talk of being a genius, and my big brother looks so serious. I know you'll have a Nickerson restoration someday, Travis, and it'll be part mine because of the name, right? He turns back and laughs, but it isn't real. He spends the rest of the time looking out the window, and I rack my brain trying to figure out what I can do. Mom calls us back to say goodbye. Dad puts his hand on the screen, and the three of us put our hands on the screen too. Just as he flickers away, Mom leans over and leaves lipstick on the glass with a kiss. Then she rests her forehead there and stays a while. Chapter 33, Possibilities. Working with Mr. Daniels gets easier because I am happy, but the work is really hard for me. He has written cat on the board, and we talk about the sounds. I can only hear one sound, cat, but he says the word cat has 3 separate sounds. It feels like he's trying to tell me the sky is yellow. As I say each of the sounds, he makes me tap them out on my fingers. It does seem to help. It forces me to make them separately, even though they're all one word. But it's a tiny word, and I don't worry about whole books. Will I ever be able to do this? When are we done? When we are done for the day, he leans back in his chair like Travis would. So, you are doing great, Allie. You really are. How are you feeling about all this? I'm actually happy to do this extra work, and I never thought I'd say something like that. He smiles. Good. I'm glad. But, yeah, I guess I still wonder if I'll ever be able to read the same as the other kids, be normal, and not have to have all the extra help. It seems impossible. He becomes serious, then he takes out a piece of plain paper and pulls the cap off of a marker with his teeth. He begins to write, impossible. Do you know what this says? Remember to break it into chunks. This is a long one, though, isn't it? I try and nod and sound it out. Important? No, but that's a good try. It says, impossible. Like you just said. You told me you think it seems impossible to read as well as everyone else. Yeah, I say, wondering why he had to write it down for me. It's not like I need a reminder. Then he draws a red line between the M and the P and hands it to me. I'm possible. I want you to rip the paper in 2 pieces, where that line is. I do. So, now, Allie, that big piece of paper in your hand says, possible. There's no impossible anymore, okay? I swallow and look down, and I felt a little dizzy. The way he says it makes me feel like it could actually be true. Now, throw that little piece with the I am on it into the trash. It's gone forever. I walk over to the garbage and drop it in. Watching it twist and spin as it falls, I lock up eyes with him and wish I had the words to tell him how grateful I am. For his helping me and his words and his world of words. Sometimes they just can't say everything. All right then, he nods. You head home. I have some more homework to do or I'll lose my recess. Okay, I laugh, but I'm still thinking of a word on the paper. Thanks, I say, looking down at it. My pleasure, he replies, and takes a folder out of his briefcase. I stare at the word possible all the way down the hallway. I study the red color. I draw my fingers over the letters. I even smell the paper so I can take it in somehow. I really want to believe it is possible. That's where we're going to stop for today. Pretty short day. So make sure you take your extra time. Answer all those questions down below. Message me on Google Hangouts if you have any questions. And I will see you tomorrow.